We're Christians, but we live life by the red letters. We believe that Black Lives Matter. We are pro-choice, and we are unapologetically 100% allies, supporters to the LGBTQIA plus community, and that will never change.
Yeah.
We're like radical progressive.
Yeah.
Hear me out, you little...
Just hear me out now. Hear me out.
Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Recording.
Are we?
Yeah, we're good. Did you watch me clap?
No. Do your clap. I can't. I got this.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, Riley. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. No, it's terrible. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
There we go.
All right. Here we are. What's on this? Is it a beard hair?
Probably.
Oh, my God. My
You're shitting beard hairs. Guys, I apologize. Riley's a little...
Being bitchy today.
She's so tired. She just wants to snuggle. Oh, no.
Okay, so we made a few adjustments. This camera's closer. This camera's closer to you, so that won't be as pixelated when we jump.
Okay.
So, the quality's gone down.
Yep.
I put this camera down a little bit so we can see more of us, and I adjusted the screen because if you watched last episode, it was all washed out. Every text we put up there you couldn't see, and we're literally talking about it over a white screen, so I got that fixed. I think so. But I guess we got some comments, so we can...
I guess we'll find out.
We can have a look and see.
My baby.
Okay, so how do you want to start?
Start with the comments, I guess.
You want to start right to the comments?
Yeah, I guess that's like a good way to start each week is with
Should we welcome the peoples?
Thanks to everyone who tunes in and all of our OGs who are here every week.
OG.
We have OGs. We're on episode 5, guys. We're basically like a senior podcast.
Oh, man, we're like flying right now.
Yeah,
well,
we're doing so good.
Are. Most drop off after like 2 or 3, so we are doing pretty good.
Well, we're doing a lot better than you imagined I would, because you figured I was going to give up after 1.
I figured that first one was... I am surprised we got you back, but...
Last week was a tough week.
Yeah.
It was hard to get over that hurdle, but like...
That was... I think you made the right call putting it up, though.
Yeah, I'm back, though. I'm good.
You're back, baby!
Sure.
Okay, so do you want to...
Do we have to do like our disclaimer at the beginning of every podcast?
No, I got it. I took you sang it, recording
Okay.
it, so I put that in.
Oh, did
I don't know
you?
if you noticed the last episode. Had you watched?
I didn't watch it, actually. You guys will find out very quickly that like I don't watch a lot of the episodes.
Yeah, no, I just clipped you saying it, and then
okay.
so that's going to be it going forward. You don't have to say it every time.
Oh, okay.
Just the first time was all we needed.
But I feel like it needs to be changed a little bit.
Okay, what do you want to change about it?
Well, because it's like there's like conversation in the middle of it. Did you like...
No, yeah, I edited all that
Okay,
out.
all right, so I don't sound
You
like...
really need to watch it. You were doing it for like 5 minutes, so it's not a 5-minute disclaimer. It's literally like one slide.
Guys, the mic is probably going to pick up Riley like grunting, so...
That's fine. Whatever works.
Such a baby.
Yeah, as long as it records, I can edit all that out.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to go over last episode, or you want to get to the comments first?
No, it's good.
Okay, so we did have a couple of comments from
I really don't even like remember half the shit I say in our podcast, so...
Okay, so the first one we've got is from Nicole, who said, let me blow this up. There we go. This was us. This was regarding the towels.
Okay.
There's been more comments about you fucking freaking out over the towels than one lady said you just seemed really. This lady seems really controlling. That one was on TikTok. It was like, you clearly have no idea what's happening. Just a
yes,
a bystander catching strays.
I mean, I am.
Yes, but she doesn't understand the context.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Nicole said to her husband Lance, "This was us last week. You fold them for the closet, and you roll the ones that are in display on the shelf. Obviously, also I only roll my black and gray face cloths, and I fold the color ones in the closet." There's such a fucking procedure to towels that guys don't understand.
Yeah, so I roll the ones that are in the closet. I'm opposite of Nicole.
Right.
So now I don't have like display towels. I used to. We used to have like the ones like above the toilet.
Him and hers? Was it a husband and wife?
Yeah, we had that for a little bit at your mom's.
Yeah.
But then we had the black and white ones above the toilet on that towel rack that kept falling down and scaring the shit out of you while you were in the shower. So I got rid of it and put up like really nice painting.
Yep.
But so I roll the ones in the closet because this is going to sound even crazier. there's a basket for everybody in the closet for towels. There's our basket that has our black towels.
Yeah.
There's Leia, who has her teal and purple towels.
Yeah.
And then there's a basket for Sam, who has his gray towels. And then there's a basket for the hand towels and face cloths.
I'm going to have to get a picture of this for next week.
Yeah.
So people can see the fucking... It's organized chaos.
There's nothing chaotic about it.
It is. Everybody's got their own basket of towels.
That's not chaotic.
fucking
That's
insane.
very organized.
Sure.
It's organized insanity,
Okay.
not chaos.
I will give you that. Organized crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not the only one. Actually, you got a lot of support about the towels. So I don't think that might not be a mental health issue. That might just be a woman issue.
No, that's just a woman thing, I think.
You got another comment from
Tori
Lynn.
Yeah.
She said, fucking ding dongs and Twinkies. I love you guys. These are absolutely amazing. I ran out of TV shows to watch, so I've been really looking forward to a new episode.
We got you, boo.
Yeah, glad we could keep you entertained.
She messages me, so every week when the podcast comes out, because she works, she's a bartender, so she works late on Wednesdays. So she gets home from work and stays up till 4:00 in the morning and watches our newest episode. And then will send me a message and go, I fucking stayed up way too late again watching this fucking episode, but I love you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the ones that she sends me in Messenger because it's really funny.
It is funny, yeah. We'll have to get those. So Groove Mix, he's a friend DJ of mine. He says, what she calls a trifold is still only folded twice. She makes no sense. Show her my comment. Am I wrong? Because I asked what a trifold was, and you went 1, 2, and that was a trifold.
But there's 3 folds.
But there's 2 folds.
I know, but when you're looking at it stacked,
3 layers.
There's 3 layers, so it's called a trifold.
But it's a bifold. And I didn't notice it until he pointed it out. But you're folding it twice. But you get 3
layers.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay, so tri-layer.
A tri-layer bifold
Fucking
towel.
Groove Mix. Fuck you for calling me on my shit.
Oh my God. So this one is actually way back to our first episode when I had the grievance about the Black Forks.
Yeah.
Evan says, to be fair, I didn't... You don't order we didn't order the Black Forks knowing that all other forks would be executed.
You should know better. You're married to me. Yeah. You know, if I look at you and I go, I'm ordering new pots and pans,
yep.
The other pots and pans are fucking out. They no longer have a place in our home.
You are right. I should have put that together, but I didn't. For those that didn't watch the first episode, the very first airing of grievance was that she threw out all these forks that I like and got the new ones. So, but I managed to keep one for lunch for work. And Evan was fully supporting me. Well, we didn't know the other forks were going to get executed when we bought these ones, but I should have known.
Right.
So that's your comments for last week.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah. You got a lot of...
Did Darren 4664 ever comment back?
No, but you did get another commenter jumped on it.
Yeah.
To support you and be all like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that's funny. I didn't see that.
The point.
Was that on YouTube?
Yes, it was on YouTube.
Okay.
I thought maybe I didn't grab it. No.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I'll show
That's
next
fine.
time.
Yeah, so it's been a week, hey?
Yeah. So last week was last episode was heavy, but we got a lot of support regarding it. That people were happy that you showed that side of it too, because that is equally as important as the fun, lighthearted, funny shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. With ADHD, there is a lot more ups than there is downs. There's a lot more highs.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly right? But eventually what happens, and I don't know if this goes for everybody, but for me, it's definitely something that I notice is that I'm full bore for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I hit a wall. Right? Are you going to let me put you in your bed now, or are you going to cry about it?
Riley's being bitchy today.
She's sooky.
Sooky baby.
There you go, babe. Okay. So, yeah, I will go steady.
She's good. You getting comfy?
There's too many blankets. Oh, there we go. I get it, girl. I get it. Yeah. So I'll go steady for 3 weeks where I'm balls to the wall, flat out. and I'm like, and off my own little bubble, and then I hit a wall.
Yeah.
And when I hit that wall, it is intense because I don't know, coming from on top of like the mental health side of like, with the ADHD and OCD and depression, anxiety comes, I'm also in recovery. So for 13 years, I processed grief and trauma high and drunk.
Yeah.
For 13 years. So you're talking from the time I was 18 until I was 31. Every time something bad happened.
Which was all the time.
All the time, because of the lifestyle I was in. Every time someone died, every time something traumatic happened to me, or something happened within the family, I turned to drugs and alcohol. So I've never known how to process any emotion.
Yeah.
Like I was literally called a robot for years by my friends because they're like, this girl doesn't even know how to cry. And I didn't. I didn't cry for probably a solid 6 years at the end of it. So when I hit these walls, I almost panic because I'm like, oh shit, now I have to feel. Because I just went flat out for 3 weeks where I kept myself so busy and my life was so chaotic. There's literally nothing going on, but I just create it. So like we were at a null and I was like, hey, Amicia, do you want to come sleep over for a week?
Right.
And then this is my 8-year-old Fijian niece who is a wild animal, but just because I needed something to keep me busy because it wasn't working.
Do you do that on purpose or is it subconscious?
No, I think it's subconsciously. I don't do it on purpose. Yeah. I don't enjoy not having time to myself.
Yeah.
But it's my brain spits it out.
Yeah.
To a child, and then because Amicia loves it here, she loves you. She's like your little, like she's uncle's girl, and she's super close with Leia. She's super close with Sam, and she doesn't really have that. She doesn't have aunties and uncles here, so she's built a really strong connection with our family. So the moment Auntie goes, "Hey, do you want to come for a sleepover tonight?" and then she goes, "How many days?" and I go, "However many you want to."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
2 years it is.
So then I go, okay, so now I'm in go mode with Amicia. So I'm like, and then of course, well, not of course, a lot of you guys don't know, but then her sister ended up in the hospital while she was staying here for that sleepover. So then I'm like, John is dropping off Jackson to somebody else's house, and I'm like, well, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just bring him to me?
Yep.
So then now I'm taking in a 1-year-old. And then halfway through this 2-week or 3-week process, I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, this is our reality when it comes to Tamara and John and their family. This is what we do for them.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody else. So this is what we do. It's fine. But what happens is then once they go home, there's that wall and the quiet sets in, and now I'm alone.
Right.
And now I have to face all of the emotions that I just felt. Because at the end of it, then what did we run into? We ran into Kaya's birthday.
Yep.
Right? So, and that was a really hard day. But Tamara and I decided that we were the day of Kaya's birthday, that's when we were going to go do all the shopping, so that we had to be chaotic about it.
Right.
So that our brains are busy enough that we're not having to deal with the grief that this little girl isn't actually celebrating her birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
So for those of you who do not know, Kaya is Tamara's youngest daughter. She's now 7. Was involved in a very tragic, I don't like calling it an accident, but it was an accident, a very tragic mishap of choice making, where she was hit by a drunk driver at the end of December last year.
Yep.
And was put into a coma. She has a pediatric traumatic brain injury. So there's 85% of injury, the doctors say, to her brainstem that she will never come out of.
Yeah.
This is what the doctors say.
We're believing she will.
We believe otherwise. Right. Anyway. So that's what last week was. Last week was my wall. That was when I was like, I didn't even want to come downstairs. Like was like, I'm not doing this today. I don't have it in me. And then I'm like, no, but I need to I have to talk everything out.
Yeah. I
don't cry anything out. I don't hug anything out. I have to talk it out. I'm a very communicative.
Communicative?
I just had a fucking stroke in that moment. About everything. I need to talk about everything. That's our number one rule. Is we talk, right? So last week was that wall. And then what comes after you deal with that is now I'm back at the beginning of my ADHD climb.
Yeah.
So with that comes overstimulation.
So this is where we're at now. So there's different stages of it.
There's so many different stages. Like
do you know the stages listed out, or are you just figuring out now?
I think I'm becoming more aware of them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had an overstimulation phase until Lacey pointed it out. She called me out on my shit.
Okay.
So, and it's really funny because anybody who has ADHD knows that overstimulation is one of like the biggest things in our brains. And it could be the simple thing of like the dog's nails on the floor.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I can't, and then I scoop her up and I got to clip her nails right in that moment, because if not, like, it's just getting to me. Certain clothes that I can't put on my body because they touch my skin, and I'm like, I can't. But 2 days later, I can put that exact same outfit on and it doesn't even bother me, and it's fine. But it's the not, what was that? What did I call it today? Because Lacey died laughing at me when I said it. Because there's like the subtle art of not giving a fuck, but it was like the not so subtle art of overstimulation. Because there's nothing. And I never realized how obvious my overstimulation moments are.
To other people?
To other people.
Okay.
Because you've learned just to let me go.
Yeah.
Right? You let me do my thing. But when I'm at home and I'm overstimulated, I'm not like, I'm going to fucking take all of my extensions out.
Yeah.
I'm going to bleach my hair. That's not shit I do when I'm at home, because I can't.
Yeah.
I'm an assistant in a salon. So I am working with Lacey. It was my first day back with Lacey last week. So we'd done the podcast on Sunday. I had Monday off. Tuesday is where we're at.
Right.
So I'm back to work on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there was just, everything was just not right. And I was like warm, and I was just overstimulated left, right, and center. And I was like, there's like I need to take my extensions out. And Lacey was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I've had extensions in my hair for 2 years. I'm like, I'm done. I just want them. They're like, anybody who watched last week, they were down to here.
Yeah.
I will get to the part of how I ended up here. So we were, bruh. So I'm like, I need to take them out. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe if I just like, I don't know, maybe if I take out like 1 or 2 rows, because typically when you get the extensions that I have, you know, like you do 3 rows. I have 5 because I was like understimulated when I got them installed and was like, hey, Destiny, let's see where we can poke more hair.
Yeah.
So like you're talking 200 grams of extensions. That's a lot of hair installed of 22 inches of hair. Like that's a lot. Stupid. So I literally start because there's like nothing for like, because Lacey does tape and extensions. She doesn't do the beads. So I like start rummaging through the drawer in the desk and I find a pair of fucking pliers. And I go over and I pick up half of my hair and I start. And she's like, come here, like, sit the fuck down. And so she was like, 1 row. And then I'm hiding the pliers.
Yeah.
You don't get to fucking, no. We're not, because I am not dealing with you tomorrow morning coming in here crying.
We need to get them taken out.
Because they're all out and you weren't ready to take them all out yet. And I don't know how to fucking put them back in.
Yeah.
Because Lacey, like, she can. It's just very tedious. And it's like a task. It's annoying. So I was like, okay, fine, let's do it. So the 1 row came out and I was like, actually, you know what? Okay. That like feels a lot better. So the next day or that night, Lacey texts me and she's like, hey, I had a couple cancellations for tomorrow. We're going to split the day so we can go to the gym in the middle of work. So this was Lacey's brain going, okay, Caitlin was extremely overstimulated at work today. So maybe if I break up the day and send her, if we do something in the middle, it'll kind of help, like, you know. But in my brain, I didn't know that at the time. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like, I'm down. Let's go to the gym in the middle of the day. That sounds like a lot of fun. That's a great lunch break. So I actually should have got you to like save the picture so that everybody can understand like how Lacey's my other person. Like, she's just like
the one of you guys
on the treadmill. Yeah. So then I walk into work Wednesday morning And I go, I figured it out. And she goes, what? I'm like, I know what I want to do. And she's like, okay. And I walk over and I go, I want them chopped. And she just looks at me with a dead ass face and goes, okay.
Yep.
Well, let's get through our clients. We'll go to the gym. And then before you go home, she said, I'll cut your extensions for you. I said, perfect. You're the best. Thank you. So I put them back in like a low ponytail and went on about my day because in my brain, I was like, I'm fucking cutting my extensions off today. So we go to the gym. We do our thing, do our workout. We get back. And then we get to the end of our last client. And I go, yeah, let's do it. I want to cut them here. And she goes, do you see what you did there? And I was like, what? She goes, you started 8 o'clock this morning. You were here.
Yeah.
And now these are curled, so they're still a little bit shorter. Like they come to about here. They're at about 18 inches.
Yep.
Maybe 17. Anyway, she goes, you started here, but because I made you wait the day,
yeah,
now you're here.
Yeah.
She goes, because remember, these extensions weren't free.
No.
And she was like, you paid a lot of money for them.
They were very expensive.
$900. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So she's like, I feel like I've probably saved your life at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, 100%. Because if I'd walked into my house, chopped above my shoulder to my $900 extensions, I think Dave probably would leave me.
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't even think he's going to notice. And I was like, probably not. Like, it's so like, because at that time now, I'm after trimming them up a little bit because Lacey and I decided to, because I was so overstimulated, I wanted them cut while they were curled. And she came over today, God love her, hopped over to the house with the cape and some scissors and was like, oh my Lord. And because my hair was straightened and it was like, it just wasn't straight. Because I was like, just cut them.
Yeah.
Right. So, but that's like, that is the very not so subtle art of being overstimulated. It just like happens. Right.
Does she have like an ADHD or OCD?
So she is ADHD.
So, okay. So
but she's not medicated.
Right.
So because now hers isn't at the level that mine is. She just squirrels a lot. She cannot focus.
Oh no, you can tell she's nowhere near where you are.
No.
Yeah.
But she was on Vyvanse and it made her angry. She was one of the few people that when it first came out, she was prescribed it.
Yeah.
But her doctor didn't regulate it for her first. So she went to like 20s and then was put onto 40s.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So like when I did it, Dr. Chaudhry had me on 10 milligrams for 2 weeks,
yep.
20 milligrams for 3 weeks. And then I went to 30 milligrams for 3 or 4 months before she'd even put me up to the 40s.
Yeah,
and then when I went up to 40s, I was like, that's when I was at the end of my towards the end of my employment with Dollarama.
Yeah.
And then once I stopped working with Dollarama, that's when I scaled it back because I didn't need it to be so intense when I wasn't working. But like it took me 6 months to get to 30, basically.
Yeah.
And like there's some doctors out there who are just like, here's 20 milligrams.
Throw you right into it.
And it's crazy to me. Like I don't anyway, but she had like severe anger issues. And like she's such a nice person.
Oh yeah, she's sweet.
She's so sweet that like I can't imagine her angry.
Yeah.
So I was like, we were at work the other day and we were like talking about it, and I was like, there's a part of me that wants to like lace your water with Vyvanse because I just want to see you angry and focused at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so for those of you who aren't on my Facebook, Lacey has become a very big part of my life lately.
She's great. So this
is us at the gym. And if you go on my Facebook, there have been multiple comments of people talking about how we are identical.
You could be sisters.
So here's the funny part. So Lacey, we tell this story all the time at the salon because we went out for dinner with Jacob and his new girlfriend.
Right.
Because he wanted us to meet her, and it was like this really big, important, you can take it down now. It was like really, So we're sitting down for dinner, And this was only, I want to say what, like a month or so after I started working with Lacey. And we'd gotten it a couple of times at the salon where we kind of like looked alike.
Yep.
And we were sitting here for dinner and the waitress was like, "Is your name Lacey?" And I was like,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
"Do you remember that?"
Yeah.
She's like, and I was like, no, but I work with a Lacey. And she goes, like, flare hair? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I could have sworn you were Lacey. And I was like, no, I just work with her. And she's like, are you okay? Like, almost like she thought I was like lying to her. Like, no, like I'm. So anyway, but since then, there have been moments where Lacey's clients of like 9-10 years have walked into the salon while I'm rinsing somebody in the sink, telling me what they want to do with their hair.
Yeah.
And then they stop and go, "Oh, wait, you're not Lacey?"
Yeah.
And like we die laughing. So then the other day when we come back from the gym, we pull in the driveway, run downstairs to her apartment and get changed. And then I'm in the driveway getting ready, and like one of her clients pulls up. And she's like, "Girl, it's been so long," like blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, she was like, she was like, "That didn't take you long. You got changed pretty quick." And I was like, "Lacey's downstairs." And she was like, but now this girl hadn't seen Lacey in a few years, right?
There's a little more sense to it.
So, and then she kind of looked at me and she went, "Holy shit." She was like, "You've got to be Lacey's sister."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No." "Are you cousins?" "Nope." "Are you sure? Like, have you checked?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I'm positive because I don't have any blood family from Newfoundland. So I know for a fact that we are not related by blood. It's not possible for us at any point." But it's just, anyway, we get it all the time. So then our buddy Shelby had commented and was like, "Holy shit, Caitlin, did you clone yourself?" And then my aunt in Newfoundland was like, all capitals, "I was going to say the same thing." And Lacey like thought it was so funny because like, just because we get it all the time, right? So funny. There was one day, like, I went in and I was like wearing red lipstick. That's Lacey's staple. Like, she always has red lipstick on. And I went in and like I was wearing red lipstick and I had my hair curled the same way as hers. And it was like just fresh color day. So it was like nice and black. And like every person that came in, they're like, "Hey, Lace." And I was like, "She's on the other side." And they were like, "Oh, shit." So it was pretty funny. It's great when that kind of stuff happens. Yeah. So
when we're all at the gym and you guys are both wearing black, I have to be very careful about who I'm putting my hands on.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, whatever. If you grab her ass, she'll just kind of be like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
She'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
she would never be offended.
Getting peachy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm actually super stoked that you guys found each other because I was telling you this today.
Yeah.
Like to have, like, I only see you the last few hours of the day.
Yeah.
And so for you to have somebody that's supporting your mental health during the time I'm not there, is very important to me.
Yeah.
So that makes me very happy. Like when you told me the story that she was like, "Okay, let's just wait before she cut your hair."
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because she's not just going to let you she'll let you do whatever you want, but you really got to like.
But she makes me wait before, like, she makes me think about it before, like, and like, I'll tell her I have an idea and she's like, "Yep." And then she knows that like 24 hours later, it's not going to be there anymore. Right. And now here's the thing. I have a very small circle of girlfriends and each one of them are supportive in their own way.
Yeah.
Tamara's the devil on my shoulder.
Right.
Like me and Tamara are the funniest when we're together.
Yeah.
Like, because we are like, "You should do it." Like, whatever it is you're thinking, just do it.
This is how you got cake in your extensions.
Yeah. Literally, I was devastated. But like, this is how we end up going to like PetSmart and spending way too much money on our dogs because like, you know what I mean? So Tamara is actually like Lacey is a very late in life friend. Tamara and I pre-Kaya's accident barely spoke. Like we would once, as soon as she, like, I met Tamara
through her husband
10 years ago when her and John had first started dating the first time. And that story is quite funny because John has been one of the longest friends I've had. John and I have been friends since we were 17 years old.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And we used to bender together like all the time when I first moved here. And I was very well known for disappearing. So like...
You were the queen of the Irish goodbye.
Yeah. Like the party that I was at would be dying down and everyone would start be getting like the day 2 sketchies.
Yeah.
And I would call a cab and find the next party and come back 2 days later.
Yeah.
When like everybody's fucking gone and sober and I'm fucking rolling up with a 40-ounce of spice in my hand.
Yeah.
So on this one weekend, and John and I are so close, like we're like, it's insane. So at the end of our benders, like we would just go to bed together.
Yeah.
Nothing has ever happened between us. Like it was just, John would pay for me to get my nails done so that at the end of our bender, I would tickle his back so he could go to sleep. And we would, I'm not even kidding you. And we would put Fight Club on. And that's what we'd fall asleep to.
Every time?
Every time. Fight Club. We'd order pizza, watch Fight Club, and pass out. Anyway, so this one weekend, I left John's and come fucking running up the driveway and open up the door. And John was upstairs getting a glass of water. And I went to go run down the stairs. And he was like, there's a girl in my bed. And I was like, what? Don't go in my bed. There's a girl in my bed and she has her clothes on. And I was like, I'm really upset that you told me because I think it would have, oh my God. I think it would have been a lot funnier if you'd never said anything and I just randomly jumped on Tamara.
Yeah.
Anyway, loved her. And then she disappeared because John's lifestyle didn't match up with what hers was.
Right.
And then 7 years later, John calls me and says he's moving in with Tamara and her 3 kids. And I was like, who the fuck is Tamara?
Yeah.
He's like, you remember Tamara? And I was like, where the fuck? 3 kids? Where the fuck did these 3 kids come from? Like, she just left and was like pregnant.
Yeah.
Instantly. And then, so I got to meet her kids a couple of times. And then, she would always bring Kaya's favorite store is Dollarama, and that's where I worked. So Kaya got to a point where she was telling her teachers that she had 2 moms.
Yeah.
And her second mom worked at Dollarama.
Yeah.
So, and she would come running through Dollarama and she'd go, oh, Kylan! So, like, and then Tamara got pregnant with Jackson. And then, so, and John's thing throughout their entire relationship was if they ever have a baby, I'd be the godmother.
Yeah.
Like, I was always the godmother. And so she got pregnant with Jackson, had Jackson. So once she had Jackson, like there was small bits of communication. And then this sorry, this accident happened with Kaya, and the one, it's not funny, but the one thing that Tamara and I always laugh about is that on the night that this accident happened, before calling an ambulance, she called me.
Yeah.
And Tamara and I were never like that. Like, it would have made sense if John had picked up the phone.
John's like that.
Yeah.
And she knows John's like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that...
So she thinks, and like, guys, I'm telling you, when Tamara actually went back through the call log and timed to look at the timestamps, she called me.
Yep.
Then she called the ambulance. I didn't answer because we were... we were taking the Christmas decorations down and getting ready for the new couch to come the next day.
Yeah.
And if there's anything, Tamara's kids have impeccable timing, because I literally, the day before I get my brand new couch, she drops off a 7-year-old and a not even 1-year-old and a 10-month-old at my house.
Yeah, anyway, half the day with no couch and on the floor.
Yeah. But so, like, but Tamara says that she thinks it was because she knew how close Kaya and I were, that was her instinct to just call me.
Yeah.
And so anyway, then me being who I am, so we take on the 3 kids, and then I started my trips down to Edmonton, going to support John.
Yeah.
Because Tamara, in my eyes, from what I thought at the time, had all of this support from everybody else.
Yeah.
So John's family was in Newfoundland. John's my best friend. I'm going to go down there for John. And it actually turns out that Tamara ended up stealing me from John, and I became her best friend. So, and then, I became Tamara's spokesperson for everything, and advocated a lot for her and for Kaya through the whole thing.
The translator for her in the medical.
Yeah, she was having a really hard time not understanding, because obviously a mom in that position, you're not listening.
Yeah.
Right? Your mind is not there. So, but anyway, and now she I keep telling her that I'm trying to get more, the more I tan, the more we look related. So my goal right now, I'm like Indigenous.
Yeah.
Goal is Fijian.
Right. You got a ways to go.
I don't think I'm that far off, actually. These lights aren't really showing how tanned I am.
I might have to warm them up for
Yeah, you're going to need to, because people need to see the tan.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Actually, I've stopped tanning beds completely now, so I use all at-home products.
Whatever gets the job done.
Well, you sort of use... Anyway, you don't care. I don't even know why I'm telling you. If any of you girls that are watching this want to know what I'm using to maintain my tan, just inbox me. I'll tell you. It's amazing.
Yeah, hit us up on YouTube. We'll make it... put it on the screen. Yeah,
maybe I can get sponsored by the people who are maintaining my tan. So, but anyway, through... and then I have... And I don't want anybody to get offended when you say, I've found somebody who supports my mental health when you're not there. Because I do have other friends.
You've got a huge...
No, it's not huge. I have four girlfriends.
That's more than most.
4. I've got Danielle, who's the longest, but she doesn't live here. She was my maid of honor. Love that woman to death. She's psychotic. And she's just like, she's
nuts.
Yeah, she's nuts. She's like, if I told her, like, we're going to go bungee jumping right now, she's like, okay, let's go. Like, she's just always down. Yeah. She's always, like, nuts. And then there's Chantal, who is, like, I believe...
She's the same level.
But
or close to it.
I believe that Chantal is my friend's soulmate. Like, she is the one who was meant... Like, she was put on this earth for me.
She's your Jacob.
Yes. But she has 3 kids. All 3 of those kids are in sports.
Yeah.
Her oldest is one of the hugest up-and-coming baseball players in Fort McMurray. So he plays ball spring, fall, winter, summer, all year round. She's got Chloe, who is in gymnastics and dance. Cheer and gymnastics. And then Aiden, who plays basketball during the fall and winter and baseball during the summer.
So she's nonstop.
So she runs her own business.
Yeah.
And they just are in the middle of renovating their new home that they bought.
Yeah.
So so our schedules just never match.
No fault to her.
No fault to her, because she's a super mom. Yeah. Like, I've never met a mom more dedicated to being a mom.
She's the kind of friend that can just show up after 6 months and you can just
sit
on the couch and not even talk.
Yeah, and that's a lie. I have 5, because there's Nicole too, and Nicole's the same way. Nicole and I met... Emily was 13, so 6 years ago. And same thing, Nicole and I see each other once a year, maybe twice. And it's like nothing has changed between the two of us.
Yeah.
We keep in contact via Facebook, and when things get really, really tough, that's when we're there. And same thing with Chantal. Like, if my life is falling apart, I call her, and it's like, spend an hour on the phone with each other, which is funny because her kid is here almost every weekend.
Yeah.
With Sam. Like, Aiden comes over and spends 3 or 4 days here at a time, and I still don't see her.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But that's just adult, like, life. Lacey and I, the only reason why Lacey and I see each other is because we've decided that we're going to hold each other accountable for the gym.
Yeah.
Right? But
we work together.
We work together on our 4 and 10 shift. No, people, it is not 10 on, 4 off. It is 4 on, 10 off.
If you want to call it work.
Well, it's, because it's funny, because people, like, she talks about it when she's out and stuff like that, and people are like, make fun of her, and she's like, we literally for 4 days out of that week work for 10 to 12 hours, like, work like dogs.
You go hard.
To enjoy those other 10 days. Yeah. Things are going to change in September. Like, we aren't really sure how much it's going to change, but, like, I start school September 30th, and I'm going to be working. So it's going to be a lot. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And Lacey and I haven't really figured out what the schedule is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be a bit more frequent, just because she's back here full time. So we'll see. But anyway, it's just funny how, like, you have friends that you meet, and you think they're lifers. That this is somebody who was put into my life, and we have a special bond, and this is, and they were around for 10, 12 years, And then there's somebody else comes along and makes you realize that, wait, they're not meant to be there. This person who I've only known, it'll be 3 years in September that Chantal and I have known each other for.
Yeah. You guys just clicked.
Chantal and I were friends for 6 months when I asked her to stand in our wedding.
Yeah.
Which was my own fucking fault. Yeah. There wasn't supposed to be that many people standing, but me and my fucking Mel. That was because I wasn't medicated. It's not my fault.
That's what we're leaving it up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because I love Blake.
Right. We had to find a spot for Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who want to know this story, it's actually quite funny of how I ended up having to find another bridesmaid. So Blake came over because Dave you had those Make Electro Great Again shirts made.
Yeah.
And Blake wanted a couple. So he popped by. And we're just casually talking about the wedding. And I just looked at him. I was like, right, because you're standing in the wedding too, aren't you? And Blake was like, nobody's asked me.
Yeah.
And you were like, surprise. Will you stand in our wedding? And he was like, I'd be honored. And then he leaves and Dave was like, what the fuck did you just do? And I was like, I need to find another bridesmaid. Yeah. And I'm standing there going, I don't have that many girlfriends. So I had Danielle coming from Saskatchewan to be my maid of honor. Nicole, but unfortunately there was issues with Nicole that she ended up couldn't, but Leia.
Yeah.
And then I had Rachel, who I'd known for years. And then, so Takara, who I'd worked with, and her and I were really good friends, or still really good friends. And I was like, and Amanda, you need to blank out her last name. Yeah, thank you.
Don't worry, I'll get that out of there.
I'm so glad this isn't actually live, because that would have been bad. Amanda. And then, so then I had the 6th spot, and I was like, what am I going to do? And you were like, just ask Chantal. And I was like, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had an appointment with her the next day, and I remember I was like, we were getting ready to she was getting ready to start my appointment. I was like, oh shit, wait, listen, will you be a bridesmaid? And she just fucking started bawling, and she was like, I can't believe this. And but it just made sense. We just clicked.
You're going to have to explain how that relationship even started, because you weren't friends.
No.
She did your fucking, what did she do?
Electrolysis.
Your electrolysis.
Okay, so I was doing laser hair removal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. So, and I had seen, and for everybody, I'll kind of get to why I call her Chantal, because calling her Chantal feels weird. Her name is Chantal. So, anyways, so she had posted on Girl Gang and was like, hey, I'm doing electrolysis. These are the prices. So I was like, hey, I'd like to do a consult with you. So I went in for the consultation, and, we kind of just chatted and whatever. And then I went back, I think it was 2 days later, I went back for the appointment. And we're just kind of vibing and talking and whatever. And then she was like, you should send me your number so we can hang out sometime when I'm not holding your mouth shut. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then I'm thinking to myself, I work fucking 1 million hours a week. I'm not, but whatever. Sure. It's fine. So I leave and I text her. Bitch ghosted me. For 2 whole fucking weeks, this bitch ghosted me until my next appointment. So I go in there and I'm like, she's talking about whatever. And I was like, I texted you and she was like, you what? And I was like, yeah, I texted you. And she was like, wait. And no, she had said something about texting me back. And I was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
And she pulled up the message and she had started writing me back, but got sidetracked at a baseball game. And then never texted me back. So this was September of 2022. No, 2021. So then we had, in October, decided we were moving to this house. So I was at an appointment with her and messaged her, and I was like, I'm literally moving over on Woodpecker. And she was like, oh my God, we're going to be neighbors. We're going to see each other all the time. This is crazy. We can go for walks together. We can do all the things. And then we were getting ready to move in here. So I needed to go to Walmart. And I invited her to come to Walmart with me. And then that was it.
Yeah.
We just became best friends instantly. Yeah, she made fun of me because I went back in because I stole a shower curtain by accident. It was on the bottom of everything, and I got out to the Jeep and realized I didn't pay for it. So I had to go back in and pay for it, and she made fun of me.
Of course you got to pay for it.
She made fun of me. She's like, nobody would have done that. And I'm like, well, God is watching me.
Yeah.
And then I really wanted you to meet her. So once we got into this and we got settled, I think it was like a couple weeks after we moved in.
Was it New Year's?
No, when you met Rob.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I invited her and Rob over for dinner. So we could all, because I hadn't met Rob yet.
Yeah.
And, and Rob like was IT too. So it was kind of like a really cool, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, and I had introduced Chantal to the carrot cake at EVP. So it was kind of like their anniversary, Rob's sober date, and then like our 1 year anniversary of being friends or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Anyway. And so she was coming for dinner and she called EVP and she ordered a whole carrot cake.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'd like to place an order for takeout, please. I would like to order an entire carrot cake. And they're like, sure, who is that for? And she said, Chantal. CH is how you spell her name. CHAUNTELLE. And she goes and picks up the carrot cake. And on the fucking box, they've written SHANTL. Chantal. And that is how she became Chantal.
Starbucks ain't got nothing.
Yeah, on EVP.
EVP.
They just literally made up a whole ass fucking name for it. It was great. Yeah. So that's how...
Sounds like a sneeze. Chantal.
Yeah. One episode, I will get into how Danielle and I met, but that's a deeper...
Yeah.
That gets into a heavier conversation. So
you have a very wide berth of lifers.
I do.
But they're all so busy with their lives and distance and time and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't really have someone that's there every day like I am. So this is why I was... So insert Lacey. Yeah.
Who now is my constant.
Yeah.
So, and she's been very, like she just sees it. She knows because she also has ADHD, right? So she kind of sees when I'm starting to like spin, but she knows how intense, and like she makes jokes all the time. So Tamara was actually getting her hair done on Tuesday. And I walked in and I was like, Tamara, when you're done, can you run by the house? Because... And I know we talked about how like I'm not on my Vyvanse anymore, but Vumis ran out.
Yeah, and they're back ordered.
So I'm waiting for to be able to get my 3 canisters. So right now I'm on a very low dose of Vyvanse. It's the only like I can't.
You gotta do something.
I gotta do something.
You gotta be on something.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, I forgot to take my meds this morning. Can you run back? And Lacey was like, fucking Tamara, please. And then it was like the same thing happened with Tamara when we were out like doing the birthday shopping for Kaya.
Yeah.
We were like down at Walmart and I'm like, we had picked up a bunch of clothes for the kids and I'm like helping the lady scan the tags and I'm like folding the clothes. And Tamara was like, we get in the Jeep and Tamara was like, you need to go home and take your meds. Like, this is not okay. You're all over the place. Like, we can't do an entire day like this.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go take your meds. So we like scooted up the hill and came home so I could take my Vyvanse. Like, and it's just, I literally have 1 Vumis left in the fridge.
So you're just saving it for a rainy day?
For tomorrow.
Okay.
Because
you got to drive.
I have to drive tomorrow and Tamara's going to be with me. And so I can't make her be in the vehicle with me on, like...
It's not going to last the whole drive.
It will. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. If I take it, like, in the morning,
yep.
right before we go, it'll get me till, like, 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Okay.
Right? So...
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the good thing about Vumis is that it actually lasts all day and there's no, like, hard crash.
Right. We
talked about this, right? Where Vyvanse, like...
3 o'clock crash.
I literally... Well, and because I was off of it for so long, I've had to, like, re-regulate myself on it again. So, like, the other day, I, like, dropped 30 milligrams because I was like, I'm prescribed 40. Took 30, and I was like, hold on! Like,
Here we go!
Yeah. So it's been, like, again, balance and trying to figure it all out. And every week is different. So, That's the crazy part about it, is that, like, there's nothing is the same.
No.
There's no consistency at all.
Every episode's going to be different. Everything we talk about is going to be different.
Yeah. I actually had like a whole completely different topic on like in my brain, but this whole overstimulation thing was actually pretty good because
I thought that's what you wanted to talk about.
well, I did, but then while I was getting ready to come downstairs, I was like, no, wait, there's like this is a really good topic to talk about, but we'll do it next week.
Yeah, because you're in it right now. You're in overstimulation phase, so you might as
I'm
well talk
literally
about
in it. Yeah, like I literally had to kick all of you out of the house today.
Yeah,
to mop the
I
floors.
had to go to the gym twice.
Yeah, so I could mop the floors because the feeling of the floors was
Fucking with you.
Yeah, it was fucking with me.
Yeah,
I've steam cleaned my carpets 4 times this week.
4 times? Mm-hmm. I thought it was only twice.
No, it was 4 times.
And I thought twice was excessive.
No, 4 times I've steam cleaned the carpets in our room.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's just something about the texture of the carpet. It's just this.
It better be fucking clean.
I think they're brand new at this point. So fucking Bryden's gonna be paying me for new carpets. Like it's just so that this is just it, right? This is the reality of where I sit. And next week is gonna be completely different because I'll be on that I'll be on my plateau, right?
Do you know what the stages are?
I have no idea.
So you only know overstimulation is stage 1 after the wall.
Yeah, and that's just because I realized I hit the wall.
So it's a loop.
Yeah.
So we've got a loop. We don't know the middle of the loop.
No.
The end of the loop is the wall.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the loop is
overstimulation.
So we're going to discover this as we go.
Yeah.
But you're only going to know if somebody tells you. You don't know what step you're in. How am I going to know what step you're in?
I don't know. We'll figure it
So
out.
Lacey's got to be your...
She's also my fucking ADHD
translator.
therapist.
Okay.
Yeah. My translator.
Hopefully... Well, this whole episode was pretty much about her, so I hope she understands it. I'm relying on her to help figure these steps out.
No pressure, Lace. No pressure, Lace, at all.
I need her to translate what stage you're in.
Yeah. I think, because I know I know at some point I plateau.
Yeah.
Where I'm level. And that's the shortest phase.
Right.
My level days are very short.
Yeah, you don't get many of them.
I don't get many days where I'm completely level and I can just chill and everything feels like it's going okay and whatever.
You might get 3.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's that, and then there's the overstimulation, and there's got to be that not the find out mode. Where I'm constantly at this note, there's no fuck around anymore. It's just
everybody's
in find out stage. And then there's I don't know. There's a lot. I want to feel I feel like I've got probably about 15 or so stages that I go through. There's got to be. Because I know how many, I know I dip and I come back up and you know what I mean? But that wall...
So the middle can be...
iffy.
All jumbled.
Yeah.
It's just not set.
Yeah, I can have a couple overstimulated days, then I can have a plateau day, then I can have a wall, a super down day, but then the next day I'm plateaued again.
Yeah.
It's very...
But it always ends with a ball.
Always ends with a wall and starts with overstimulation. Yeah. Wow. Because... I think what I've learned is that wall week, I'm stagnant.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything. So then when I click out of it, I'm everything is fucking crazy right now. I need to get rid of it's almost like I'm trying to get rid of
so there's
that
a logic
stagnant
to
feeling. I think so.
Yeah. It
might not make sense to other people. And there's parts of, because prior to finding out that I research a lot of this stuff, right? Because I'm I almost kind of sound bipolar. So I start researching. And I look into it, and I've books upon books upon books in my Apple library about ADHD, and it's actually very common because I was bipolar is very manic and and depressant, right? So that's but that's not what I do.
No,
I don't go into manic stages and then I'm depressed.
No,
I'm
there's
cleaning. And I'm not, it's a difference. You know what I mean? So I know, and I even talked to my therapist about it. I was is there a chance that I could be bipolar? And she was no.
Yeah.
No, you don't have any signs of being bipolar at all.
Yeah.
Because bipolar also comes split personality disorder. And she's and you don't have that. And I was well. Let's not say things we can't take back.
Well, there's
a couple of
let's not go that far.
But maybe my personalities are my ADHD stages.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
You're still Caitlin on all of them. You're just in different stages of Caitlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of levels to me, right? And it's a fucking wheel. Fucking spin it and let's see what happens. You'll never, ever need a side chick.
No.
Never.
Just wait 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's another version of me coming out, right? Some days I'm fucking all over you and lovey-dovey and can't get enough of touches. And then there's other days where I'm like, don't fucking touch me. And then there's moments where I'm like, just soft touches today, babe.
Yeah.
And do you remember when I had to teach you about soft touches and hard touches? And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
I don't fucking understand what this means. I'm like, you can't do this. You have to like.
Yeah. And then some days is the opposite.
Yeah.
Where you can't soft touch because it feels like burning.
It feels like you're burning my skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird.
So strange. But you're welcome. And again, God bless you.
I'm in it.
You are in it. You know, Lace was actually talking about it today. She was praising you up at the gym today just about how good you are. She's like, because you can see that you guys are a team. Like, you can tell that you and Dave are a team.
Yeah.
Like, because he knows how to deal with what you're going through at the moment that you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was unmedicated completely this morning when we went to the gym, and I was like,
yeah.
Let's go. And I was like going with weights, and I'm like cuddling. I was literally hugging a 10-pound plate. And I was just like, this is fun.
And you're doing the rows just like you're fucking throwing candy.
I was you could tell I had ADHD today. Like, I was like a little fucking kid whose parents don't believe in fucking vaccinations. Yeah. And fucking, that's what I was. I was just like, fucking, let's go. That was a really fucking weird reference, but like, that's what I felt like. We don't believe in Western medicine around here. So we do natural fucking herbs.
We let him discover his own disciplines.
Yeah, he's going to discover himself. My son does not have ADHD. He is just hyper.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm fucking crazy. But anyway, and I was like doing this, and you were just like going along with me and dancing. And Lacey was like, it was really cool to like see that, because a lot of couples don't have that. They're just like, okay, well, this is, but like every time you and I are at the gym together, we're dancing around. That's what we do. We dance.
Whether you're there or not, I've got Radio Day beats in my head. I'm going.
But I'm just saying, when we're together, you're supporting whatever mood I'm in.
Whatever you're in.
So if I'm just standing there and I'm focused and I have both headsets on and I'm like lifting heavy and I'm going hard, you're going hard with me.
Yep.
But if I've got one off and I'm just like dancing and I'm joking around, you're joking around with me. Like, you know how to ride the waves with me.
Yeah.
It has taken you time.
Mm-hmm.
There was, for a very long time, you took it personally.
Yeah.
And you were like, is it me? What am I doing? And it literally took my therapist to give me the tools on how to communicate it to you for you to understand. And when this diagnosis all started last year, you were like, okay, yeah, we got this. And then you were like, oh, fuck, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Nope, this bitch is this. I can't do this.
Yeah, I was way off first.
And it was, a lot of tears shed and a lot of frustration on your end of you not knowing
what to do.
How to handle it. Because how do you not take it personally when I go, don't touch me?
Yeah.
Or when you go to hug me and I go, no thanks, and I walk away. Yeah. And that's literally my response. I don't mean it, but I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Or like, you come to cuddle me in bed and I go, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go, I'm good, and push your hand away. And at the beginning, you were like, cool. So I guess I'm a piece of shit now. My wife doesn't love me. Or she doesn't want me.
I was just overly sensitive to it because of what I come out of.
Well, what you come out of too, yeah, because you weren't loved at all in your last marriage. That's just, you weren't. You were used. So it was like you were dealing with those feelings while trying to navigate me needing you in the fucking room, but don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like, I need to see you when I'm going through it. And this is like one of the realest things about it, is that I need you in the room. No matter what the fuck is happening, I have to be able to see you.
Yeah.
But there's times when you cannot fucking touch me.
Yeah.
Just, I need to know you're there, and we can make eye contact, and too, because I'll look at you and you'll have this like look of concern on your face, because you know that my brain is going in a bad direction. And then I'm like, what? And you're like, I'm just looking at you, babe. And then you'll like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, just sit there.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm getting, into a point where I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack or whatever, that's what you are to me. You're my rock. And I need to know you're in the room if you're not in the room. Like, and it's gotten to the point now, and I don't even know where it came from. Cause like we went through a phase when we first got together, obviously, where like, it was like cuddles and blah, blah, blah. And I was like wrapped in your arms all night. And then it got to a point when we moved here that I was like, yep, get the fuck away from me. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't actually go to sleep with you in the bed. You had to come downstairs.
Yeah.
Because now at the time, I was also getting up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
So I was going to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And you would have to come downstairs until I passed out. And if you came up and I was still awake, you couldn't come to bed, because if not, I didn't sleep. And then something flipped, and now I can't fucking sleep when you're not home. Like, if I know you're not in the house.
If I'm at a gig somewhere.
If you're at a gig somewhere, doesn't fucking matter, I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
I can, it doesn't matter how many fucking shots of Voomies I take bedtime bliss. Like, I'm not sleeping. I remember there was one night, it was your last really late gig that you had. And I took like 10 milligrams of melatonin. I did a bedtime bliss. And then I think at one point I got so frustrated, I got up and took a shot of NyQuil.
Yep.
And the moment that I looked at the clock and I'd seen it was like 2:00. So I knew the gig was over.
Yeah. And
you would be home soon. Then it was like, I started to fade. And then as soon as I heard the back door close, I was like, but it was like, you know what? And it was never like that before. And now I'm in the phase where you have to come to bed with me.
Yeah.
You can't be downstairs. You can't be in the living room. You have to be in bed with me for me to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Wild. But you can't touch me.
Yeah.
It gets fucking nuts. Like, and this is why when I say, like, God love you and God bless you, because, like, who the fuck else can navigate that? Like, that's like, I don't think and this is coming from, like, the most realist part of my being. If the roles were reversed, I don't think I could have done it.
Right.
Like, I think I would have ended up having to go to, like, we would have had to do couples counseling.
Yeah.
For me to understand. Or to be able to handle it, because I don't think I could have went through what you went through after coming out of the marriage you came out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a lot. Like, you just literally came out of a situation where you were basically not good enough. And then 2 years of marital bliss that we had. And then out of nowhere, it was like, get the fuck away from me. But don't leave.
Yeah.
But go over there. No, but just wait 1 second. Hold on. Can I have a hug? And then you're hugging me. I'm like, okay, that's too long of a hug. Like, you know what I like?
Is that a small one?
You just pat me on the back and tell me I'm doing a good job today, please. But softly. Not too soft, though, because it's going to...
No, too soft. That burns.
I'll never forget that. You were like... And I was like, babe, you need to stop. And you were like, what? I was like, it burns. And you were like, what? And I was like, the way you're rubbing my skin, it feels like you're burning my skin. And you were like, what? And I was like, this is what I need. And then you were like, okay. And then you went like soft again. And I was like, no, just go away. Fuck it. Just do it.
Like you say, it's like, God bless you or whatever. But like, it's not an effort. It's just what our marriage needs in the moment. I just do what needs to be done. Like, I don't even think about it. I'm just being your husband.
Yeah, but most men don't. Not most. A lot of men don't. There's a lot of men out there who are not equipped mentally to handle that. And like, honestly, I think at the beginning of our marriage, I don't think you would have been able to.
No, because I was in the middle of healing and stuff myself.
Like, I think my brain...
It timed out.
Yeah, and I think my brain was like, okay, we need to let him heal.
Yeah.
And then the moment that you finally let go of all of your hate and your anger and you were like, okay, like I've moved on.
Yeah.
My brain was like, your turn.
Here we go.
Yeah. We're done. Like, and I honestly believe that's how it happened, that it was like I was in fight mode.
Yeah.
Trying to like help you, help the kids.
I think that was part of it too, because you were so focused on getting me through it that I don't even think you realized that you were in it.
Yeah.
That you were going through it or needed to go through it.
Yeah.
So the moment you realized I was okay.
Yeah.
Then you were able to let go and realize that you weren't okay.
Yeah. And I think the moment that I realized you were okay was like, because it was like, I say that like I got my diagnosis last August, but it was a solid like 9 months prior to that all of this, like after the wedding. And I think, and honestly, I know the exact, I'm not going to say it because there's going to be names that are involved and I just don't want to bring anybody else into it. But there was a moment where I realized that you knew how to be the bigger person when it came to your ex.
Yeah.
and you were just like, I don't care. Like there was a situation where somebody had approached you and said something to you and you were like, and you just shrugged your shoulders. And that, because typically before that, it was like, well, she's a fucking piece of shit. But it was like that moment where you didn't clap back. And of course, everybody does. Like after coming out of what you came out of and going through what you went through and what we've gone through with that whole scenario.
Yeah.
Once you just shrugged your shoulders and I was like, okay, you're okay. And then I think once your strength and like we went through like a 6 month, it was almost like the beginning, like the marital bliss happened again.
Yeah.
And then once I realized, like I can almost pinpoint to the exact moment of when I gave out, and it was like May of last year.
And that was tied to when you realized that I was...
Yeah. And I think because it was Rewind had just opened and there was like rumors going around of scenarios of things that were happening and you were being told stuff and you were just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't care.
I got to a point where...
Well, like, why would we, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I honestly, like, I don't hold hate in my heart for anybody. No, I really don't.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Like, in order for me to hate you, you have to matter.
We've spent so much thought on it that I wasn't going to put any more.
Exactly. And
I wasn't going to occupy anymore.
It was like a freeing moment for you, and it was a freeing moment for our marriage, where we both became, and then we went through like the 6 month phase where there was just nothing had happened. And then there was a moment where and it was at work, and I broke. And it was after, Larry Dad, and we'd gotten his diagnosis, and I was in the office with my boss, and I broke, and I was like, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. And she goes, no, Caitlin, you are, but you're broken. Like, you have to understand that you are fucking broken. You have been broken for 4 years.
You think it was tied to Larry then? Was it that moment?
I think it was everything. I think it was... That was the defining moment for me.
That was when it all cracked?
It all cracked because I had been so strong through everything else.
Yeah.
And I broke. I literally sat in my office at work and I cried so hard that I cried to the point that I had no tears left. Yeah. And that was the first time that I had cried in years.
Yeah.
Like years. Now, like, I mean, I cried at our wedding. Like,
yeah.
Y'all know, like, Depresso people, you guys know, like those really good cries that you get. I hadn't had one since getting sober. And I broke, and my boss was like, here's the thing. You got sober January 25th of 2020. You got engaged February 5th. No, that's a lie. February 7th, I got saved. The 8th. Whatever the date was you got your tattoo, that was the day that we got engaged.
Yeah.
People that don't know us are like, what the fuck? We were already living together too, guys. Don't even worry about it. And then, so you went from a full-blown drug dealing, drug addict to a wife, stepmom, manager.
Yeah. Open up a brand new store.
March 9th was my hire date for Dollarama. Went to Edmonton in the middle of a fucking lockdown.
Yeah.
Or at the beginning of the lockdown for 5.5 weeks to do training on March 9th or March 10th or whatever it was when I went. Like, I hadn't seen my mom in 2 years and had to, like, on opposite sides of the lobby in her her condo building.
Right.
Had to see her because she had just flown on an airplane from BC.
Yeah.
And nobody knew we weren't allowed to be in contact. So I went from on my own, addict, doing my own thing, to a wife, mom, and career.
Yeah.
In the span of 60 days. She's like, do you understand how insane that is? She's like, and then, not only that, but you were hired as the assistant manager, got thrown into the store manager position, and ran with it for 2 years. And then after 2 years, was like, let's do another store.
Yeah.
So she's like, you've never given yourself time to heal. In saying that, I was in full belief that because I got saved, that was it.
That everything was okay.
That everything was okay. I went into the prayer room. I did the work in there. That I was fine. I didn't have to do anything else going forward except for keep God in my heart and, worship and do the things that I was doing, and that God would carry me. And he did.
Yep.
But
there's still work.
There's work that needs to be done. You still have to heal.
Yeah.
And you have to face the traumas and you have to deal with the traumas. And there's a lot of traumas that I still to this day have not faced and dealt with.
Fixed all your spirit shit.
Yes, but I didn't fix the noggin. I fixed what was in my heart, didn't fix the brain.
Yeah.
So
that takes a little more work.
So now we're almost 5 years, and here we go.
Yeah.
Fucking woo, saddle up, bitches.
Now we're in the middle of.
Now we're in the middle of fixing it.
Yeah.
But and I say we because it's been a team effort.
Yep.
We've done such a good job at rebuilding my peace that now you're in overprotective mode of my peace.
Yeah.
Like you will not allow
stuff to
come in and fuck it up.
Yep.
Like you will shield anything that's not great for my mental health.
Yeah. And there's been moments where there was things that you didn't know was going to do that. And I was cautious around it, but let you figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you, because it is a journey that you have to discover yourself.
Yeah. And you shouldn't do that. I'm going to be like, hey, let's go, bitch. I'm going to do it double.
I'm doing it twice.
I'm doing it twice. Ain't nobody tell me what to do.
Who the fuck you think you are?
Yeah. And then it was a lesson, where it was learned. And it was, but that also ties into, well, this was actually part of the topic that I was going to, but we'll fade out after this. And then that way we can it'll open up for next week of where, that was a very good scenario of where I'm the villain in a lot of people's stories.
I think we both are, yeah.
Right? And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Completely okay with that. But I will never, here's the thing is that I'm aware that I'm the villain. And I'm aware that I have been the villain. But I'm also aware of what got me to the point of being the villain.
Yeah.
As much as I am very well known to be a bitch and to be whatever, I open my heart 100% at the beginning. You always have me the whole time.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I trust, I love without condition. You are in until you're not.
Yeah.
And then when you're not,
you're never again.
You never again. You don't, there's no second chance. You don't get to come back and be a part of it again.
No, because our peace is too important.
I will always, there's a saying that says I'll never see you go hungry, but you'll never sit at my table to eat.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. I will never see somebody suffer, but you won't sit at my table.
Yep.
And that's a part of protecting my mental health, right?
Absolutely.
I have learned a couple of very hard lessons when it comes to people over this past couple of years. And, there's a reason they get put in your life for a reason. Some of them are for life and some of them are for lessons. And
some of them are just to get you to where you need to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been that person for other people, right? Like I've come into people's lives and I was there just to get them to a certain point and then I wasn't there anymore. Yeah. Takara is one of those people. Takara came into my life through Dollarama. Her and I've known her for almost 4 years. And she stood in our wedding.
Yeah.
And then she left Dollarama. And her and I don't talk every day. We talk once a year maybe now. And she's now moved on. She's going to be an RN. Like, you know what I mean? And that had she not come to work at Dollarama, she wouldn't have met certain people. She wouldn't have left scenarios that she was in. She would not have, things would not, like, you know what I mean? And I'm okay being a stepping stone for people. Yeah. I'm completely okay with that. And again, I'm very aware that I am the villain when people tell stories. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with it because I know what made me the villain. Mm-hmm. And I do not become the villain without being pushed into, and I know, and people who know me know that. Like my closest friends know that you won't, and it takes a lot to push me to a breaking point that I no longer want you in my life.
Yeah.
And that is how I've come to such a small circle, and I love my circle.
It's important. Maintain, we know where your mind is and what we need to do to protect it.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes.
And that's where you've moved on from, because it's not fight or flight anymore. Now we're in protection.
Yeah.
Like we know what needs to be done. And so now we have to protect where we are.
That's right.
So that we can continue to heal.
We removed all the things that needed to be removed, and now we can focus on growing what needs to be grown and protect what needs to be protected.
Yeah. And some of the things have removed themselves, and that's perfectly fine too.
Yep.
Like you've made the decisions to remove themselves out of my life, and I'm okay with that. I will never take it personally.
No.
I don't, ever. I will never take it personally.
Life is hectic. Life's complicated.
Yeah. And sometimes the trash takes itself out. So. Peace and love.
Yeah. So that's where we'll leave that for episode 6.
Wow. I guess so.
It's because does that lead into the topic you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, there was a lot more to it, but I don't know. There might be something else by next week, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see. I want to see. And again, guys, feel free to reach out if there's anything, that you guys want to talk about. I know that there was a request by somebody to talk about breakups. And I'm probably not the best person to guide anybody through a breakup.
We could try.
I do breakups. I'm like...
We're hard, yeah. We're pretty hardcore.
I don't play games.
Yeah.
Write the rules.
That's right.
I coach them. We coach the teams.
We're the tough love when it comes to breakups.
I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. I'll always tell you what you need to hear, right? So, anyway.
Exactly. Well, yeah,
that's it. We'll get into it. But yeah, if there's anything, any questions that you guys have.
Didn't even have to be deep questions.
No, it can be anything.
You want to ask just a list of stupid questions like we did for episode 3? We could do that again.
Evan did. Anything that you want my opinion on, absolutely, let's do it. We are going to break it up here. I think actually next week we're going to do the unpopular opinions episode.
Are we? We need to do well, now that you've made it through your Voomies too, we need to do, we're going to review that too.
Well, I can't because I ran out a month ago.
Yeah, but you know what? We did the month.
Oh, right. Yeah,
so we can talk about how the month went.
Yeah. Okay.
Or do you want to wait until you get it back?
I want to wait till I get it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we are on the waiting list.
So, okay. Episode 6. Unpopular opinions.
This is what you're making it now.
Yes.
Stating it now.
So, tune in for the next episode because this is where we're going to lose or gain.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be some people who are going to be not so happy.
I think the disclaimer probably took care of most of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I have a lot of unpopular opinions, and you know that.
Yeah.
I am the intrusive thoughts. I don't... Yeah, mine aren't intrusive, they're just thoughts.
Stay tuned for that.
So, if there's anything that you guys, want me to give an opinion on that you think would be... I don't know how to ask... I don't know how to word it. That you think it would be, if you want to get my opinion on, something that would have,
what your thoughts are on certain topics.
On certain topics, and we'll do, a lightning round. It'll be, for an hour.
Burn through them?
We'll burn through them like we did with Evan. So, if, Evan, I feel like you probably have a couple of good ones sitting there. I would probably reach out to, Chad and Blake. They definitely have some that they could come up with.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are my, they're our A-team in the background. Always there to support us.
Do you have a grievance for this week?
No. Something about you or just in general?
Well,
are we doing a grievance? Did we agree that it was going to be a grievance about each other?
I think that was the concept at the beginning, but if you want to make it about, it doesn't. We write the rules. I mean, if you want to make it about,
what do you have one? Is it about me?
It is.
Oh, wait, I think I know what it is.
But it wasn't...
you go first.
It's not actually from me. Somebody... Evan actually said, this should be your grievance for this week. whatever the fuck she's doing there. So he
Is this the squeaky toy thing? I was having fun with Riley. That's not very nice.
Evan said, whatever the fuck she's doing there needs to be your grievance for next week.
You know what my grievance for this week is? Evan. Evan's my grievance for this week. Fuck you, Evan.
That was so
boy,
funny.
that is funny.
Riley piked up when she heard you.
Did you hear the squeaky toy?
she heard you say Riley in the video.
Guys, when you say good morning to Riley, see? You go, good morning,
Riley.
Riley.
You get Riley all riled up.
She's the wily coyote, isn't she? Did you have a good nap? Yeah. She's a wily coyote. All right. That's it.
Is that it? Mm. We're well over time.
How long did we go?
Hour and 20.
Holy Hannah.
But I'm just letting you go.
Yeah.
I let you go. This is, I got to say, since we've been doing these every week,
yeah,
I've noticed significant difference in your demeanor as well. So I think it's really helping you as much as it's helping other people.
That's good. I mean, I'm just doing it. I'm just here.
Yeah.
There was really no goal for me. There was a goal for you. Like, you had it in your head, what was going to happen, but I was just kind of here to talk shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk shit and get it done.
Talk shit and get her done.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for hearing me out.
Peace.
Peace.